Yo, what is good? Oh my god, what a day. That is me at Big Ant Studios about 6 hours ago, and 4 hours before that, I had just got admitted from hospital having face surgery, all plates and that. And a big shout out to Dan and J&T for getting in touch, allowing me to go behind the scenes at Big Ant Studios, meet the great man Kados, and of course play AFL26 early. Now, we have a lot of exclusive news, a few questions that I did see people were asking, so I wanted to address them. So the aim is to have a bit of gameplay in the background. As you can see here, I was practicing a few of those dribble kicks that we've seen with Bailey Fritsch in the trailer. And just a disclaimer with the trailer, all those animations I can confirm are in the game. Obviously, it's going to come down to chance and the position you're in, but every single animation you've seen in that game, in that trailer, is in the game. And yeah, of course, they put their little scenarios in to get the action shots that they needed for the trailer, but they're all in there. Now, Isaac Kako, as an Essendon fan, I had to see him. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful scan. And the most impressive scan that I think I've seen, I didn't go through everyone, but for me, in comparison to AFL23, is Charlie Curnow. That scan is unbelievable. If you go back and check him in AFL23, it's a massive, massive difference. Now, I wanted to jump in. We just did a play now. A lot of information has already been said in previous videos by other content creators. I've addressed them in TikTok as well, but I wanted to just play a game, get a feel of it myself. I played as Essendon against my mate Dylan, who did a lot of camera work for me. Loved choosing a different range of shorts with the jerseys. The team lineup settings look beautiful. I brought in Goldie instead of Draper, and I also wanted to tag Nick Dacos and play a spare behind the ball in that as well, which you'll see really opens up this type of game. Now, the cut scenes in here are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. You'll see here the different camera angles. We also have confirmed team lineups in the game. We've been asking for that, and they've delivered. Now, back to the camera angles. You'll see half-time, quarter-time, end of the game. Phenomenal. They get really good lighting. It just makes the game look so, so damn good. Now, a couple of things we're going to jump into. Unfortunately, no, there is no day-night cycle in AFL26. And I'm going to keep it as basic as I can because we were there for 3 hours and 2.5 of them was talking content around the game, and genuinely 30 minutes was just playing the game itself. So, unfortunately, no day-night cycle. It's easy for them to program that in a cricket game compared to the different passages and durations of a footy game. In simple terms, they can program the transition between overs, whereas it's a lot more harder for them to do that, especially like how long is a passage of play in an AFL game? It's inconsistent as. I put out an idea for the ball to skid in the wet. So if it's a wet game, will the ball react differently? And they really seem to like that idea. They are going to hopefully take that forward and implement that into maybe future updates or whatever the case is, what they decide to do. But they did write that down, so hopefully we can see some things there. Now, this gameplay, I did cut it up here and there only because, look, we were talking a lot whilst playing. So we weren't fully locked in, and as well, we're new to the game as well. Like, we're practicing different mechanics, different set shots. So, but yeah, the quality of this game, do not be knocked about by it. I had to reduce this to 1080 from a 4K file because I wanted to get this video out tonight. Otherwise, I was not going to get it out. Now, as you can see, with the back, or with the extra that I had back, it allowed me to switch the ball a lot. But it also prevented me from bombing long because every time I bomb long, that means his spare was going to get out the back. And I tell you what, depending how your tactics are set up, it's really going to change the way you play this game. Now, you'll see later in this footage of the massive changes in stamina, and I think interchanges are going to be huge. Especially, you need to use your bench because the stamina gets drained a lot quicker. And you'll see later, Dylan Shield, for me, he's genuinely walking at a walking pace, and I'm pretty sure Josh Dacos just takes off and runs. Another thing is, for the gameplay-wise, I've implemented a lot more free kicks in the game. So last AFL23, there was free kicks once or twice a game. There's a lot more push in the backs, high tackles. I'm pretty sure there's trips in the game as well. Dan was saying as well, excuse me. But yeah, he can see one of the cutscenes. Absolutely beautiful. There was a range of questions. Another thing is my career. So cutscenes, unfortunately for my career, not in the game. They want to implement it in the future, but their focus was on the gameplay in other areas, which totally makes sense, okay? If you can't understand that, then I think I'm sorry, but you need to understand it. Eventually, once they've got the gameplay up to the most crisp and perfect gameplay they can ever get, then they're going to implement cutscenes. But you got to understand, they've only got a certain amount of developers, and if they're putting developers in different areas to get a 5-minute cutscene that most people will skip instead of working on the gameplay, then they sort of need to fix it. So right now, I'm all with them. Focus on the gameplay, get that perfect, add the little things in later. A lot of people have been asking, can you get dropped in my career? The answer is yes. Based on your performance, if you don't play well enough, you can get dropped to the VFL, and then you're going to have to earn your spot back again. Now, in this gameplay, I really wanted to maintain possession so I could allow my players to run forward from behind the footy. Unfortunately, my skills weren't as good. As you can see, another push in the back here. And Dylan, he goes back with Bobby Hill. A long way out. I feel like it's going to be a very long, very hard to kick goals outside of 50. I did ask about people exploiting the play on set shot. So when they're in a set shot, they play on and kick a running shot. They're in the works that they're currently finding ways to make that less of an exploitation, I should say. But as you can see, the ball spills out a lot. Not always a free kick. I really like that. Keeps the play running. Now, here's some exclusive news, okay? So, Pro Team exclusive news. So, there's going to be a thing called basic cards, and they're going to have unlimited contracts, okay? So, if you had an issue where you're running out of contracts, basic cards are going to have unlimited contracts. Now, these cards aren't going to be great cards. You're probably not going to play them in your top-tier teams, but they'll be like bronze cards. There'll be your anchor cards, which you get in your first selection of Pro Team. So, they might be silver or gold players, but they will have unlimited contracts for those anchor players as well. So great news. If you're worried about contracts in Pro Team, they've implemented a way to fix that. Another thing for Pro Team, on top of all the AFL23 legends, also a nice cutscene here for the halftime, but on top of all the AFL23 legends, confidently, there's at least 30 more legends coming. And very, very likely even more to come on top of that. Okay, they've got a few that they told me today. And some of them are top tier from what I've heard. And some of them are just absolute icons of the game. So whatever way you decide to look at it, it's very exciting news. The set shot goal kicking, I'm a huge fan of it. It did take me a little bit. But like even this, AFL23, you're slotting that 9 times out of 10. This one, I wasn't sure if that was going to go through, to be honest. So, I'm a huge fan of the goal kicking. Face scans for the rookies. They do and it was kept under wraps, but they did the entire AFL and AFLW draft combine. So, total of 80 AFL and 80 AFLW players. Total of 160 players, okay? Obviously, some didn't rock up because they were interstate or whatever. But they were saying they even scan the players that don't get drafted and then they just keep them on the side. I know there's been a lot of things around the file size. And people saying that the file size for AFL26 is smaller, only by a few gigabytes. I did ask that question. It doesn't mean there's any less content. They were just able to clean it up a lot more efficiently. And they wanted to save space and ultimately optimize it for a more user-friendly. You don't want to be there downloading 100 gigabytes of unnecessary data. So that's all that is. They've cleaned it up. They've made it more optimal. And that's that. Now, before I get into the next thing, the contested marking, huge fan of it. The jostling for me took a really long time to actually get used to it. Dylan was using it really well. And I couldn't mark the footy, okay? He was all over it. It took me a while to get a few set shots on the board, but yeah, that's definitely a skill issue on my end. Overall, the gameplay's unbelievable. Like, this is miles above AFL23, and even the end of AFL23 was in a very good playable state if you did play that long, but this is next level. You guys are going to love it, especially you can play this. The tactics are a huge game changer. It allows you to play how you want to play, and I'm a huge fan of that. I didn't even jump into management. Couldn't jump into pro team because other servers were off. But I just wanted to play the game, and I had a lot of fun. Now, they said the speed is drastically a bigger difference this year, so smaller, quicker players will be running rings around big, lumbering, tall players. They've added in utilities for positions and different archetypes, which is great to see. And like I said, you'll see in a minute, Shield's genuinely jogging, and he can't chase the player. Now, for online options, I asked about the 2v2 online. I know a lot of people want that. At this stage, it's extremely hard with the connection issues and a whole lot of technical issues. And J&T will laugh at this, but the simple answer is no, it's not in AFL26. The reason he'll laugh is because he ended up talking for a good 20 minutes about the whole situation, which I appreciate, but after just coming out of surgery and being at the end of the day, I was had a lot of information overload. Now this is it. Shield, you can see red bar, no stamina. Josh Dacos, look at Shield. He ain't getting him. And I love to see that because now that just breaks open the game. He can go forward. And yeah, that's pretty well going to bring us to the end of the gameplay, man. I'm super excited for everyone to get their hands on this game. You guys are going to love it. As always, there's going to be things that can be improved in this game. There's going to be things that don't need improving, but just keep it friendly. Keep it positive. At the end of the day, Big Ant, they want the best for the AFL community. They want the best for AFL gaming. And I really think that you guys are going to enjoy this one. As always, make sure to drop a subscribe. Doesn't make sense. I'm going to bed, man. I'm cooked. Enjoy AFL26 tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next video.